Welcome back once again to your English class. We were discussing a very serious topic, polluting the world. It is an article on internet. Why it is being included in your syllabus? Sometimes you may feel bored that what we have to do. No, you have to do. You are the ones, on your shoulders we are giving the responsibility of handling the world. You are coming up citizens. So here is that the key points. If you remember, in the previous class we have discussed about how the pollution, technology, population and different industrial effluents and all, how the varieties of the pollution is infecting us, and slowly we are getting infected and we are not aware of these consequences, what is going to happen in the near future. Now here is that if you remember the last points, I explained you about the farming chemicals where because of the spray of the DDT and all, it is infecting. We are also eating some milligrams of DDT into ourselves after washing our vegetables and all thoroughly. Also some or the other thing will be there into that, and because these fertilizers and all, whatever being sprayed, manures, fertilizers and all sprayed on the vegetables, or you can say the harvest, when it get washed away by the water, by the rain, they will go into the rivers, lakes and reservoirs. Because of the rain, into the rivers, lakes and reservoirs, then it happened that the fertilizers goes into that side and it affect the aquatic animals living into that water. And the next thing what happened, one thing is that it affect the poison, give the poison to the fish, and obviously the birds, those who are eating the fish, are becoming sterile, they are becoming unproductive. Now here is that the next reason, or you can say the next disadvantage of that, heavy intake of fertilizers, chemicals, when goes into the water, it leads to the wild growth of vegetation, wild growth of the plants, wild growth of the you can say the shrubs into the water. So what will happen? It deoxygenizes water. It started deoxygenizing the water. That means removing the oxygen from the water. You know how water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. It starts removing the oxygen from the water, which is badly needed for the fish to survive, and because of that again the fish died and we lost the fish. You know, eating fish can improve our ability to think, to create, because it improves the brain activity. So eating fish is good for our health, but what type of fish we have to eat? These are many poisonous fish. How can we eat? So we have to take care of these also. Like we are losing them, that means we are losing the aquatic animals. Not only fish, all the aquatic ones get died because of the less oxygen in the water, and this less oxygen happened because of the more growth of the vegetation, or you can say more growth of the plants into the water. And why it had happened? Because of the heavy intake of the fertilizers, because of the flow of more fertilizers, extra fertilizers, chemicals, it happened. As I said earlier also, there is a cycle, continuous flow of the cycle, from one part to other, the other part to other, it connected. The next point is massive industrialization. Everybody is in a race to earn money, and for earning money they wanted to establish big companies, big industries. Those who are rich, they wanted to establish many big industries, and these industries, when they established, what they do, their effluent, the discharge of the liquid discharge, as I said, whatever the discharge would be there, it and the smoke, millions of tons of smoke is coming out from the industries, millions of tons of smoke. Sometimes it happens that you are crossing the place where the industries or factories are there, some highway or some where you are going, you can see that with the smoke, the whole, for few minutes you can find the whole cloud, or you can say the sky looks black in color. In front of you, you can see the blackish smoke because of this from the industries. millions of tons of smoke is not a joke. And sulfur gas, which is definitely hazardous for our health. And unknown toxic byproducts, whatever leftover products and whatever mixed up gases, mixed up chemicals creating the fumes also become toxic, and slowly they start poisoning us. Not only us, I am talking about the whole creatures on the earth. It increases the CO2, that means carbon dioxide. We need oxygen. Plants need carbon dioxide, but we need oxygen to breathe. But because of this massive industrialization, we are getting the increase in the carbon dioxide. Burning oil and coal. Because of the burning oil and coal, obviously carbon dioxide comes out and it creates a lot of problems for ourselves. And the other thing what it does is that it prevents sun's heat to escape. The sun rays heat, it has to go back again. But because of this smoke or carbon dioxide, the sun rays could not escape from the earth. They have to be retained here only. That's why we feel more heat, and because of this heat, the other things can happen. First is rise in temperature, obviously just now I said more heat. The second is melting of ice. Because of the more heat, the ice slowly started melting. The next is the rise in level of ocean. How it get the rise in level of ocean? It is because less evaporation. I hope you are aware of evaporation. With the sun's rays, the sun rays falls on the water and it goes into the form of the vapors. It goes into the air, or you can say atmosphere. From there again it cools down and come back to ourselves in the form of rain. The next process is condensation. The first process is evaporation. But just imagine, the sun's heat is not escaping from the earth. They are not going back to the same place, the atmosphere. They are not going back. So how can they take the water vapors with them? That's why it happens that rise in the level of ocean. We find lot of rise in the level of the ocean. Many countries have made sea as their dumping ground. I said already that nuclear weapons, whatever they manufacture or they test, they dump the nuclear material or nuclear waste into the third oceans, or you can say seas near the third world countries. And many of the industries, those who create these things, nuclear test or atomic weapons, whatever they made, they actually select the places which are near to the coastal areas. So that is easier for them to dispose it of. But in their disposal, they are not bothering that. What is that happening to the environment? They are disposing into the coast, and especially if the sea where they are disposing is a shallow one, which is not deep. What will happen? If it is not deep, means the oil or chemicals, whatever being disposed, they come up on the surface, and definitely it will affect the aquatic animals, human beings, and overall atmosphere. Chemical and biological warfare, nuclear warfare, definitely will destroy the world one day. It happens that maybe you have read in social studies, wars, and many wars have happened. Not only the world wars, before that also many wars happened. Now world wars, these world wars have created a lot of havoc in the society. Actually, whenever any war would happen, either you may be a loser or the winner. It will affect both. It will affect the lives of the civilians in both the sides, in the winner side as well as the loser side. So now everybody is in a race to prove themselves as the more powerful or most powerful. So for that purpose, what they are doing, they are making so many weapons, and I hope you know that different varieties of the chemicals being used to just destroy the civilians of the other country. We have heard about this when Corona started. We have heard about that Corona being actually tested into the laboratory of China, and accidentally it is spilled outside. Don't know what is the reality, but many things are there, many chemicals are there which are being used in the laboratories, which are ready in the laboratories. If they want to attack any other country and destroy that country, they can spill those chemicals into the places, they can spray those chemicals, and the country cannot, the people of the country could not survive. Not only the immediate people, it will affect the generations to come. So that type of the hazardous chemicals are right now discovered by the human beings. So you can say this is discoveries and all are the benefits of the science and technology, but sometimes over knowledge can also give a lot of disadvantages for the human life. So there is a saying like more knowledge is more dangerous. Little knowledge is dangerous, but more knowledge is more dangerous. So sometimes it can fit into this type of the situations. And because of all these, what is that happening? Rise in leukemia, that is cancer. Bone cancer, 2 varieties of cancers are happening, blood cancer, and previously we used to hear that only old age people suffer from the cancers. Right now you can see newborn babies are also suffering from cancer. So you never know what the effect can be happen on the people and coming up generations. If you have remembered that what had happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, after so many years, one bomb was being exploded by America into that places, and the whole 2 cities are completely destroyed. Those 2 cities, after a long time, also long decades, after many decades, also they cannot able to become productive. The land has completely barren. The land could not become an agricultural, or you can say fertile land after that bomb blast. And the ones, those who have survived those blasts, very few of them, they have got deformities on their faces, they got problems into their vital organs. Many of the newly born babies also got affected, they become crippled for life. So that is the effect of nuclear bombs or weapons or chemical weapons on the human life. Just imagine if it is happening to human beings in such a way, it is damaging to human being in such a way, what will happen to the other creatures? Now international organizations nowadays trying to do something for the betterment of the environment as well as for the making the world a better place to live in. They are cleaning the seas and they are maintaining a strict, you can say, eye on that, whether somebody is disposing into that, and nuclear tests are somehow banned in at some countries. Large amount is being used to actually dispose the effluents, whatever your discharges are there. If they are very chemical and very hazardous for the human beings, let us discharge it at a certain place where nobody is living, or where it could not affect to the other population. So they are spending a large amount onto that. The next is they are taking stringent actions against deforestation. And I actually remember now at this moment Harita Haram program by our CM. Why he started that? He said at least one person can plant one sapling and take care of that one. So maybe one day we will get groves of trees, we can get lots of trees, whatever it has been cut down or whatever the deforestation being done, we can try to overcome this problem by planting the trees. So it is being done, and right now people are making it like you can say international level and national level as well, like cutting of the trees becoming a crime now. So there are certain people who has started many movements in order to protect the trees. Whenever I have heard about one of the movement, whenever somebody would like to cut the tree, they just go and hug the tree in such a way that nobody can dare to come and cut the tree. And if you want to cut the tree, you have to cut the person also. So that type of the movements being started by the people, and they have successfully completed. Those people stop cutting the trees in those areas. So that means the people themselves can do something. They are trying to protect their own environment because they know that interdependency is there. Human beings are also dependent on the ecological balance. Human beings are a part of the ecological balance. Human beings, plants, animals, insects, all together make one ecology. So for ecological balance, all of them should be in a harmony. There is a need for that. And now the last point, they are saying that everyone needs to get aware how the pollution is infecting us, how the pollution is affecting our health, and the rise in these cases, cancer cases and all. So it will definitely impact the future generations. If we don't take any step right now, we will find our future generations to be in lot of trouble. So for that purpose, this article being written to make the new generation aware of the hazards of pollution and how they can try their level best to check the pollution under control and how to prevent the pollution. So I hope you have understood quite well. It's not a story, but it's actually thought-provoking essay for you to understand. Just don't ignore that, read it out. As always I said, once, twice, so you can understand the matter very clearly. In the next class, we'll try to go ahead with the other part of our syllabus. By the time, take care, have a nice day.